Thank you, Janet. Bore da, good morning. My name is John Putt. I'm head teacher at Holywell High School in Flintshire. And I am going to speak English, but still very Welsh to start with. Rwy'n falch iawn I fod yna heddiw. Diolch yn fawr iawn yn y gwahoddiad. Rwy'n iawn. It's a delight to be at the Senedd for this launch. I've never been here before. It's the first time in Cardiff. I was here for the Grand Slam. Like I said, I'm delighted, and many congratulations and commendation to Janice and the team for the diligence and hard work they put into putting this report together in a relatively short period of time, as well as leading the school, which is really no mean feat in my book. Of course, mustn't forget that this is Wales' second Senedd, okay? Born and bred in Machynlleth, I have my own views where the Senedd really should be. The historians of most will know that sort of thing. It's a pleasure, in fact, to have my wintry morning thoughts published in this report. That certainly wasn't the idea. Sometimes I work much better in the mornings, including on that December morning. I had a bit of inspiration, that idea came to me. So I'm delighted that that is part of the report. But of course, it's all well and good having a vision, isn't it? Because without realising that vision, it's pointless. And I must admit that reading the report, I'm very confident that the ideas and structures that are there within the report will ensure that vision becomes a reality, and that's the key thing, really. The theme about skilling teachers, I think, is crucial, and that's very much an ongoing thing. The continuous professional learning of our colleagues is key to moving things forward. We must build on the excellent work of NGFL Cymru and INET, and also the informal thoughts and ideas that are being shared through Twitter, using the AVCOM hashtag, and also through the wonderful teach meets that are going on up and down the land. That continuous professional learning is key, I think. And I really welcome where it refers in the report to significantly inclusive information technology and communication technologies within initial teacher training. Because if our teachers can be skilled up from the start, that will make a big difference. I'm also heartened by the All Wales portal, the PLC portal. I think linking that to the hub will be a really positive departure as well. As learners, as leaders and teachers, I think we must continue to keep opening our eyes, opening our minds and our hearts to all the wonderful resources that are there on the internet. Because it really can inspire classrooms, inspire teachers and inspire learners to move forward with their learning. The other thing that I think is fascinating is the connections that it can make. You can connect with some wonderful people. Stephen Heppel, his daughter Juliet, who's a primary teacher, and doing some interesting work there. You can connect with teachers up and down the land in Wales, the likes of Mr. Stacey over here, and Bev Evans, and Mike Elliott. And these are educators who are doing some wonderful things in their classrooms, but then sharing it freely with others, and where you can adapt and improve on, well, how to improve on them actually, their ideas and their work. Twitter is much maligned, and I don't know if anyone was listening to Radio 4 last night, between the program, the arts program Front Row, where somebody was talking about in the Royal Opera House, they were broadcasting the Royal Opera, an opera through cinemas throughout the world, and in the Royal Opera House it was quite clearly stated that you had to switch your phone off. Whereas if you're watching in a cinema, you're allowed to switch your phone on, and you're encouraged to follow the hashtag. And as a consequence of that, there was lots of people throughout the world, in Brazil, in Germany, North America, in the UK, connecting and talking about the experience they were having, that shared experience of watching that opera. And I think that is really fantastic. I follow a gentleman called Pasi Salberg, and he's a renowned Finnish and international educator. I don't know if any of you have heard of him. And also by following him, Twitter can be a good thing, a force for good. I was sent this by the Finnish embassy in London, which saved me £30. I was quite pleased at that. But by following him, and Pasi Salberg has written his book on Finnish lessons. What can the world learn from educational change in Finland? And it's opening up those connections that I think is fantastic. And I've also got an invite to go and see him speak in London on the 17th of May. I'm really looking forward to that. we've got to optimise, I think, our use of the learning technologies, and we can learn about highly effective education systems, we can learn about highly effective pedagogy from throughout the world, you know, and teachers are sharing their resources and their ideas openly all the time. As a head teacher, I'm sure I echo the thoughts of many head teachers throughout Wales, primary and secondary, that to receive the pupil deprivation grant and the school effectiveness grant will make a significant difference in schools to how learning can move forward. And it's heartening as well to know that we can use some of those monies in order to get into school the sort of equipment that we need to drive learning with new technologies forward. As we know, learners are turned on with the new technologies. But in many schools today, if a student had taken a photo of somebody standing in front of the classroom, they'd probably been sent to the silent learning room or the like. And we've got to change that mentality, we've got to change that outlook and sort of open our eyes to the potential. We need things to be appropriate and safe. We should encourage bring your own device. Whenever we have exams and the children leave their mobile phones in the little pockets because they can't actually take them into the exams, I'm astounded at the range of the technology that I see. I see iPhone 4s, I see the most up-to-date Blackberries, and I'm thinking children are carrying around in their pockets some wonderful technology, and we're not exploiting that potential in school. And we really, really have got to change the mindset around that. The thing, of course, though, is that most, but not all young people will have access to that technology. You know, and as educators committed to the moral purpose of educating the whole population and in narrowing the gap, we must ensure that we use the resources that come into schools to enable everybody to have access to that sort of technology. I'm heartened really by the Hub's digital resources section, bringing the best of Wales together and things from the world as well. I also think we need to be looking at some more enlightened perspectives, particularly from corporate IT departments, where sometimes some of the blockages can limit the potential for using technology in schools. I'm heartened as well with this notion of the links and connections with universities and other education institutions worldwide. I think that is a huge potential. You know, teachers, learners can learn with and from and support academics and other experts in their fields and contribute not only to academic enlightenment, but actually to making the world a better place for everybody, making a difference to the world. And I think that's really encouraging. The thing is with ICTs, and we know that, they'll change. Things will change, you know. Who would have thought, you know, that 5 years ago that Twitter would be such a force? And okay, it's okay, a force for good, and we know there's some negative aspects to it as well, and that's where we need to teach and enable young people to use it appropriately. Who would have thought that Facebook or YouTube would be where they are now? So we should be trying to create the conditions as well for our young people to be the sort of people who will be devising new and different technologies to work in the future, so that the next big thing will come from Wales, and that will make a difference not only to Wales, but to the world, and make it a better and safer place. So, find it, use it, make it, share it, learn, and keep learning. Good luck. Yeah.